Why was Stephen so sad on his 23rd birthday? We're going to answer that question right here. We'll do that by showing you some video of his birthday lunch at Terranea Resort, where we had birthday lunch with Maria and me. And then I'll come on at the end and give you my take on why Stephen was so sad on his 23rd birthday. Welcome to Surviving Schizophrenia with Stephen. I'm Steve, Stephen's dad. Hey Stephen, how's your birthday going?
It's going good.
What do you got happening?
We're here at Terranea. I just had a good lunch. Very good lunch. I got Caesar salad with a little bit of beer. Not bad. It's been good.
Hey Stephen.
Hey.
Hey, I want to wish you a happy 23rd birthday, Stephen.
Thank you.
So today's your actual birthday?
Yes, it is my actual birthday.
What do you have planned for today?
Nothing more. We're here at Terranea, so the resort by my house. So walking around there and get some gelato. Otherwise, nothing really. Just gonna relax.
What do you got going for the weekend?
My cousin come over actually tomorrow. He'll be here for a while, and then I'll spend time with a friend this weekend as well.
That sounds great. Yeah, a lot of kayakers out there.
Alright, so we're just getting our dessert. We got some gelato at the biggest coffee shop here, Seeding. For me, I got butter pecan. So I love butter pecan.
Oh yeah.
You can kind of see. Yeah. Alright, so we just finished up lunch and dessert having our gelato. And I'll talk a little about how I'm handling this. It's going pretty well. Very well, actually. I just want to share a little tip of one thing I do is when people are eating around me, I wear my hat and I go like this while I eat, so I can't see them. And so that's what I've been doing all day while I've been eating with my parents today. That's helped a lot. It's a little thing I do there. Yeah, I don't know what else to say for this part.
So Stephen, so when Mom and I were eating with you there, just the three of us, how was that for lunch?
It was fine. Like I said, it's put my head down. I can't see my parents eat. We're all good. There's too much noise around, like ambient noise for me to hear my parents eat, so I was fine.
And what about watching other people eat besides us that are nearby tables?
Yeah, that got stressful after a while.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was. I was looking at you there.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
People at the table next to us were eating chips, and that got really annoying. Actually.
Oh, I didn't even hear
had
that.
to hold that in, you know. Just deal with it. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I'm better now that we're away from those people that are eating chips loudly.
Yeah, Mom's finishing off her dessert over there at Sea Beans.
Yes.
And
then we'll be heading back to my house.
Okay. Well, happy birthday, Stephen.
Thank you, Dad.
So we had a nice lunch at Terranea Resort at the Nelson's restaurant there. It was just the three of us. It was outdoors, as you saw, and we did have a very nice lunch. You know, and so why is Stephen, you know, sad yet happy? You know, he shot the video, you know, happy but sad a couple days ago that aired, and you know, it's schizophrenia. It's a tough illness. You know, Stephen doesn't have a lot of friends. He still, you know, is very anxious and with eating with us, and also hearing other people eat, as you heard in the video, that even the people sitting next to us, they were eating potato chips, I believe it was, and you know, I didn't hear that, but Stephen, you know, had a hard time just with that ambient noise, you know, the typical ambient noise. And, you know, I don't know whether it's depression, anxiety, you know, cognitive dysfunction that is, you know, as a core feature of the illness. Maybe it's a combination of all that. It's the loss too. You know, it's the loss of who he was. He became ill almost 11 years ago. and lost his middle school, lost high school, didn't go to college. He's 23. And I think it's the sadness of all that. And it's sad for us too as parents. You know, it's a tough thing. You know, Maria and I are both lawyers. We went to law school, met in law school actually, at Loyola Law School in Los Angeles. And you know, our hopes and dreams for Stephen would be that he'd be at Stanford or Harvard or Yale Law School and be graduating now if he were in law school in a couple of years. Or, you know, he actually was interested in anthropology, which is awesome too. So didn't have to be a lawyer, but you know, it's the loss, and it's sad for us too. You know, eating lunch and walking around Terranea Resort, which is only about 6 or 7 minutes from our house, south from our house here, and we're over there quite a few times. You know, during the year, it's a nice place to relax. But you know, it is sad. It's sad for us. And how do you get out of this? How do you change the dynamic? You know, to be happy when you have to deal with such loss in your life, and that is the hard thing, and it's hard for us as parents too to see Stephen and to live this life. You know, you have to, I think, seize that moment, so to speak, and change the paradigm and move forward. That's, in my opinion, and that how you bring you know, happiness out of sadness. You have to change the paradigm, but it's easy to say that. It's not so easy to do it.
Hi, my name is Steven. I live with schizophrenia and produce videos on mental health. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So what you just saw was my dad talking about my 23rd birthday lunch, and how even though sure I was happy, I was also still very sad. And that's very hard to explain, and I explained a bit of this in my last video on I'm happy but sad. But I'm going to try to add more here. So it's a lot to do with all the loss of where I thought I would be right now. I thought, like my dad was saying, even I might be in college or grad school even. I would probably have had a girlfriend right now. I haven't experienced that. I'd probably have more friends and be out doing stuff. I'd probably still be on the swim team. My life would be, for lack of a better word, full. Right now I don't have a lot going on in my life, right? I'm not doing much. I'm not at all where I thought I would be. And that makes me very sad. So even on happy occasions like holidays and my birthday, while I'm happy, it makes me think more about all the things I've lost and where I would have been before, or rather, had I not had schizophrenia. So I think in order to move forward in life, when you're living with schizophrenia, or you have this kind of similar issues, where you've missed out on a lot of your life, you kind of have to, and it's way easier said than done, and I'm not good at doing this, but you have to try to forget about all the things you thought you would be doing at this point, because that's not going to happen. You have to find the things you can do now that you enjoy and do that instead. And try not to think about, well, if I were 25 and I didn't have schizophrenia or whatever, I would be doing this, because you know what? It's not realistic. That's not going to happen. 23, I misspoke there, but yeah, I don't know. That's the best way I can put it. So yeah, you definitely want to look towards the future and definitely don't look back. That doesn't help. That goes for almost anyone, honestly. If you continually dwell in the past, you're not going to focus on your life moving forward in the future. And the future is what comes next, not the past. So I think that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a happy and healthy rest of your day. And I hope to see you in the next video.